This is an article entitled, "What Exactly is a Main Lesson Book?" And I am terribly sorry, but I don't seem to have a reference for that handout. It was from online. What exactly is a main lesson book? A main lesson book basically begins as a blank book with blank pages. You have a variety of possibilities to choose from to create your main lesson books. 1. You can purchase a pre-bound book from many Waldorf suppliers. 2. You can purchase blank illustration books such as sketchbooks. 3. You can make your own main lesson books, loose leaf, by using drawing paper. You simply collect the drawings and writing and bind them into a book after the block is finished. What is the purpose of a main lesson book? The purpose of a main lesson book is to replace a textbook and worksheets and to weave the arts into learning. Rudolf Steiner, the founder of the Waldorf approach, was motivated to create a method that was alive and engaging rather than abstract and dull. As he set out to develop a new and enlivening method, Steiner visited schools across Europe to observe. His conclusion was that the typical teaching method was mostly lecture and note-taking, and the lessons were very abstract. And so the Waldorf method was born, to bring the learning alive and to combat abstraction. It was common practice for students to create their own notebooks by taking notes and illustrating those notes while listening to lectures. Steiner then encouraged adding even more drawing to these books that serve as a record of the students' learning. The actual directive that Steiner gave to those very first Waldorf teachers was no textbooks and no tests. How to make a main lesson book. As I shared in previous posts in this series, the lesson rhythm in the Waldorf approach spans 2 days. On the first day, new material is presented with a story. Then a student draws or paints a picture into his or her main lesson book on one side of a double-page spread. Then on the next, after reviewing the story, the student writes a summary of the story. In first or second grade, the summary might consist of just a letter and then a sentence or title. As the children progress through the grades, these summaries become more detailed and turn into paragraphs, and the drawings become more intricate and detailed. This 2-day rhythm is how we proceed through the days and weeks of each main lesson block. It is nice to have these illustrated books as records of a child's best work. The lively arts. Steiner believed that the liberal arts, which were once considered high arts, had become abstract sciences, and that teaching needs to be alive rather than abstract. He encouraged teachers to foster what is artistic in the child because the artistic element strengthens the will. This is the core of the Waldorf hands-on approach to learning. In his time, over 100 years ago, Steiner created a method around the lively arts because he was concerned that teaching had become too abstract and strictly intellectual. Steiner founded Waldorf education to bring the elements of feeling and willing through the arts and hands-on activity into all lessons to accompany thinking. Recording the learning in a main lesson book is a great way to bring the learning alive. Drama, drawing, movement, music, modeling, painting, speech. The 7 lively arts evolved from the concept of the 7 liberal arts of ancient times. These were the key subjects one would master to become a scholar. But Rudolf Steiner felt that these liberal arts, once considered high arts, had become abstract sciences, and that teaching needs to be alive rather than abstract. Instead, Steiner encouraged teachers to foster what is artistic in the child, because the artistic element strengthens the will. This is the core of the Waldorf hands-on approach to learning.